Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
exciting
Sorry to
there.
interrupt. Like, please go ahead with your question. Like, I'll answer
No,
it.
I mean, okay, so I am not religious. If I didn't say that yet, um,
Okay.
what where are you religiously? What is your perception of reality as far as God characters and things?
So, you're not religious, but so you're asking me like what I think about God and the concept of God, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's just say, okay, let's just say, I'll give you an example. Let's just say you are stuck in an island, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and these people are cannibals. Okay, there are some natives on the island. They're cannibals. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you happen to look like one of their gods. Okay, but you're an atheist, like you don't believe in God, but you happen to look like one of their gods.
Mm-hmm.
So since they respect their God, they're like, oh, this guy's our God. Like he looks like our God, so we should not kill him. But the other people who came with you, they got killed. Like they got eaten. So even though you don't believe in God, like you got your life spared because um, the concept of God saved you, right? You get what I'm saying? Like,
That's kind of a sketchy thought right there.
I know it's a bad
That's
example,
kind
but
of a sketchy thought, really. That sounds like you're going to pretend to be something you're not.
you know
It,
what? You know what? Like that was a bad example. Like I took that from someone else.
do
Like,
you know what that reminds me of though? What that story
what?
reminds me of? There's a movie
What?
a long time ago, Mad Max. Um, there's
Yeah, yeah,
Mad
yeah.
Max Beyond Thunderdome, or one of the Mad Max movies where, it's all in the desert and all this stuff, and then he ends up
Fury Road, right? Mad Max Fury Road.
that may have been. I think it may have been a movie before that because there's been several Mad Max movies.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay. I get the idea.
the
Yeah.
premise of this is Mad Max wanders into this colony of people, and he looks like this person that they've been waiting for as their savior. And so, I mean, this scenario played, but he was alone, so there was no friends getting
Okay.
killed. But it was very similar to what you're talking about right there. So he's like, "But no, I'm not him." And they're like, "Yes, you are." And they're all, getting all excited for him and everything. And he ends up kind of, I think, as far as the movie goes, he ends up just playing along in order to, because he was on a mission to go do something. I forgot what the premise of the movie was at this point, but it was a very
You
similar.
know what? I made a mistake, man. I'm sorry.
No, no,
Like I wasn't supposed to use that example.
that's okay. I just wanted to point out that's actually a scenario that happened in a movie. If you wanted to check it out and see how that plays out. Okay, so if you got another scenario that you want to try to come up with, or a thought behind. Okay, as an atheist here,
Yeah, sure.
as an atheist
Hmm.
here, and we're face to face here. How, and in my perception of reality, it's just gods are just not a possible being to exist in reality. So how would you change my mind on that one?
Like, um,
I've used to have a perception of a lot of crazy shit.
okay.
Telepathy, telekinetics, moving things with your minds. I just thought that this stuff was possible, saw it in movies and everything. But really, I mean, if you
Mm-hmm.
really think about the physics behind telepathy or telekinetics, moving something with your mind, to really think about it in that way, how is that actually really possible to even occur? So I had as much as I really would think it'd be cool to move something with your
Mm-hmm.
mind, magic or whatever, it's just not in the realm of possibility. So I have to delete that out of my thoughts that it could be that way. Gods were the same thing. I realized I wasn't really even a Christian. I wouldn't call myself Christian. My family said I was Presbyterian. Um, but it was more of a deist thing. Yeah, I did feel like there's this higher power, God stuff. And then it was just one day when I was a teenager. Something, maybe it was on TV or whatever. It was something about Genesis. So you got the Bible, the first part of it, Genesis. So that just kind of crossed my mind as the story is playing in. And so I'm imagining this god character flying through space, almost like a cartoon character in a way. That's what my imagination was doing. And then I'm realizing that that's the only thing there, and there's nobody recording this story. So as the story's going on, oh, God's doing this, God's doing that, God did all these other things. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's no possible way anyone could really know this stuff. And it was just like an instant thing. I'm imagining this God character, and so is everyone else. And all these stories are just make believe. And from there on, once you've seen something, you can't unsee it, kind of thing. Yeah, have you had that situation before in life ever, where once you've seen your girlfriend shit her pants or something, you just can't get that thought out of your head. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee
Yeah.
it. That's where I'm at on that one. Yeah, I'm curious about what other people have to say about that. So, carry on about how you're seeing things though.
See, as you said, like in the Genesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, from what, like, God is roaming around, he's going around creating things and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's just say, how much of knowledge do we know, right? You've heard of the phrase, knowledge is like an ocean,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how much knowledge do you know? Like, have you gained? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how much knowledge do I have? Like, I have, like, let's just say, like, a 0.1%, like, which might be like this circle. Okay, how much knowledge do you have?
Right. I understand where you're going with this. The thing
Figure,
the thing is, so
like as an example,
okay.
figuratively or
I,
something.
and I've heard this all before. The how much do you know and how do you know what you know? Um,
No, I'm not gonna give you a bad example. I'm
uh,
trying to make a point.
okay.
Okay, so, like, let's just say your knowledge is like this much, like a small circle,
Mm-hmm.
and the entire knowledge, like, goes, like, it's like the full room, like it's like the whole room, like,
Mm-hmm.
example, all right,
I,
it's
I
like my whole
I
room,
know where you're. Yeah.
and you only know this much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Mm-hmm.
um, there are some things that we don't know, right?
Sure.
We only know this much,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe God exists in that place,
Right.
right? That is one.
Or
That is one thing I can tell you.
yeah.
Plus,
Okay. Okay.
mhm,
Could someone else's God fit in that place?
continue.
Could any God fit in that place?
Sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not, man? It seems like cultures around the world, right? Like, um,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to get this idea of God, right? If something like that didn't exist, why did every culture, like, known to man, like, have some sort of concept of God? If God didn't exist, right?
The way that I
That's something I asked myself.
okay,
Like, if God didn't exist,
okay, so let's
no, no, please go ahead.
okay, yeah, oh, I lost my thought. If I had a thought and then I just lost it for a second.
Your camera is doing weird things, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
tracking my
it's
movements is what it's doing. Um, oh, now I definitely lost my
oh, okay.
thought. If gods didn't exist, what did you say just before that? I gotta regain my train of thought. Well, okay, so if gods didn't exist,
I said,
yeah, if you can remember what you said, I don't remember. Um,
were you saying something?
okay, I'm mumbling at this point. Well, so what are you trying to establish that? Because I said if could somebody else's God be put in that place? And then
Uh,
so what this ends up kind of being is there's a gods of the gap. I believe this kind of fits into the gods of the gap where you're saying, well, there's this that we don't probably know, and that's where our God could be. But like other people could do the same thing. They could say, well, yeah, within no, you don't know that my God doesn't exist either. But here's the whole big flaw about that whole thing. There is we have claims and known information about these God characters, so they're not as mysterious as people are trying to paint them out to be when it's convenient for them to do that. There's a lot of arguments that do the same thing, even though that you can go on the internet. Let's say for I don't you didn't specify your religion, but I'll just pick on Christianity because in Christianity, there's people all over the internet. Oh, Jesus visited me and talked to me and did this. God did these things for me. So there's really no need to resort to arguments as far as like we have this lack of knowledge because there's all these claims of knowledge, very specific claims. You got a whole book of this
Hmm.
God character talking. So would it make sense to you to continue to use that kind of God may be in this area that we don't know about kind of logic? I'm just wondering from your point of view. Would that continue to make logical sense to use that argument?
Look, sir, like
Mm-hmm.
first thing before any of that, like I
Yeah.
would say I'm not like I haven't studied religion
Mm-hmm.
like some of the religious leaders, right? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
20. I
Yeah.
know you're probably way older than me,
It's
like you have more knowledge than me,
right. It's
right?
okay.
I'm really I don't know shit, okay? I'm trying to figure out this thing myself, okay? But since you asked me, I'm trying to do my best to answer you.
I gotcha.
I probably don't know as much as
No,
you
no, I'm not trying to pest you.
because
Yeah, I'm not trying to pest you. I'm just asking. If you can, think on your own as far as how you think of these things, just from your point of view. I'm not challenging your anything specific about your beliefs in whatever religion that you're going for. But um, all right, you know what? I'm gonna. This was a nice conversation. I don't want to like harass you or seem like I'm harassing you. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Okay, bud. All right, you have a good one.